Hello, this is Ashley Emiston from Central Community Library. Thank you for joining us for Central's Teen Reads, where we discuss new titles recently added to the library's collections. First up are our new fiction books. Mystery fans will want to check out All Eyes on Her by Lori Elizabeth Flynn. 17-year-old Tabby finds herself the prime suspect in her boyfriend's suspicious death after the two went hiking and only Tabby returned. She claims he fell, but as evidence begins to suggest otherwise, many in town suspect he was pushed to his death. Told in multiple perspectives, readers will be kept guessing until the very end of this fast-paced thriller. In Unbirthday, author Liz Braswell puts a spin on the classic story of Alice in Wonderland. When developing photographs, 18-year-old Alice is surprised to find the familiar faces of the Wonderland residents she met as a child. But things are not quite as she remembers, and a plea for help finally spurs Alice to return to Wonderland to save the day. This book is the latest in the Twisted Tales series, which is a series of books based on alternate what-if scenarios of well-known Disney movies. You can check out the rest of the series on the Hoopla digital app. These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong is a retelling of Romeo and Juliet set during the 1920s. A blood feud between two rival gangs plays out in the streets of Shanghai as Juliet Kai, heir to the Scarlet Gang, and Roma Montagov, heir to the White Flowers Gang, have to put their differences aside and work together to defeat a mysterious force threatening both groups. It Came from the Sky by Chelsea Sedoti tells the story of two brothers caught up in a lie that spins out of control. After a science experiment gone wrong, the boys successfully blame the resulting explosion on aliens. As they go to greater and greater lengths to keep the hoax going and more people in their town become believers, the brothers find themselves having to find a way out of the lie they've created before their lives are changed forever. We also have a variety of new and exciting fantasy and science fiction titles. Paula Santiago and the River of Tears by Tehlor K. Mejia is one of the latest books from Rick Riordan Presents, a company that publishes fantasy books based on mythology from around the world. Paula, an inspiring scientist, believes her mother's conviction that the local river is home to La Llorona, a ghostly woman who wanders the riverbank looking for children to pull into the river, seems superstitious until her friend disappears and Paula spots a shadowy figure along the river. Paula finds herself having to enter a world of nightmares and battles monsters and spirits in order to save her friend. Kiki's Delivery Service by Eiko Kodono tells the story of a young witch who leaves home to complete her year of training. After moving to a seaside town, Kiki sets up a delivery service in a bakery and sets to helping the inhabitants of her new home. This is a new translation of an old book, and it was the inspiration for the Studio Ghibli film by the same name. Ghibli fans may also be interested in reading Howl's Moving Castle by Diana Wynne Jones. In Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, Yadriel tries to prove himself to the rest of his family by summoning a ghost and setting it free. Instead of summoning the spirit of his cousin, Yadriel brings back Julian Diaz, a boy from school who refuses to leave until he learns the truth of his death. Yadriel agrees to help, hoping to find out what happened to his cousin at the same time. Readers who like mystery with a magic element will want to check this book out. Similarly, Ilatsue by Darcy Littlebadger has elements of magical realism surrounding a mystery. Ellie is able to see and raise the spirits of dead animals, a tradition that has been passed down in her family for generations. Despite her cousin's recent death being ruled as a car accident, Ellie takes matters into her own hands after her cousin appears to her in a dream, claiming he was murdered. Her investigation leads her to a small town full of secrets, and it will take all of Ellie's skill and determination to find the truth. Thanks for tuning in. You can check out all of the titles mentioned here and more on the Overdrive and Hoopla digital apps or in person at a branch near you. Happy reading!